Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Let's get started. All right, my friends, so I am starting here with a 1x10 that I got at the hardware store. Because my miter saw does not cut an entire width of a 1x10, I did have to flip it over and make a couple cuts, but it's no big deal. I'm also using this 2x2 that I had on hand, and I'm going to cut some legs for it. I'm going to have 3 stands, and this is going to be a decor riser that's going to be nesting style. So I'm going to have 3 boards and 3 sets of legs. The larger legs that you see there on the right side, that's just going to be on the sides of the larger board, or I guess the larger riser, and then the other legs are going to be for the other 2. I'm going to lightly sand the edges to make sure there's no splinters anywhere on any boards. So this is what my sets look like. Now I am going to separate what I want to stain and what I want to paint. Because I want these risers to be nesting style, I also want them to be decorative even when they are in the nesting position. So I'm going to have some boards be stained with this Varathane golden oak tone, and then some other pieces are going to be white. The ones that have the board stained, then the legs are going to be white, and then the ones that have the board white, then the legs are going to be stained. And it's all going to make sense once we put everything together. The paint that I am using is Rust-Oleum chalk paint in the linen white, and I'm going to give these 2 boards as well as the darker tone legs 2 coats. And now it's time to place everything together. I'm going to use wood glue as well as my brad nailer. Now, when I started putting everything together and I began here with my larger one, I realized that the medium-sized board as well as the smaller one were not the right size. I did not measure right, so I did have to go back to my miter saw, make some extra cuts, and then paint those edges and stain those edges as needed. It was no big deal. It was quite easy, but I did wanted to mention that because the boards end up being a lot smaller than what I anticipated, except for the larger one. So as you can see, I'm just placing all the legs in the appropriate board and wood gluing them as well as brad nailing them. And now I am going to take some of these felt pads that I get at the Dollar Tree, and I'm going to place one on each leg. That way it's not going to scratch any surface or any countertops when they're being slid in and outside of each other. So here's just a quick look on how they slide perfectly right inside each other. And now I'm going to show you a series of slides because I just thought these were the cutest risers ever. They are so versatile. Look at the tone, like the different tones of the white and the stain, and how they just slide inside each other, and they can be stacked on top of each other. They can be placed like on the side of each other. They can be placed in so many positions. I really love the way this turned out. I'm also going to show you what they look like when they have decor on them, and I think they look stunning. I gave it a summer look, and look how beautiful those 2 tones look with that white and the teal. I just love it. I can also see these risers being used for maybe like a dessert spread or anything else. I just think they look beautiful. I love the way they turned out, and I hope you love them too. All right, my friends, I want to remind you that this video is in collaboration with the Creative Champion Contest that Heidi Sambo hosts. And I made it to round 2, guys. And so I have submitted 1 DIY to be voted on. And then I created these 4 that you're going to see here today. But if you haven't voted for your favorite DIY for the contest, I am going to have that link down below for you to watch that video, and then go on to Heidi Sambo's website link, which is also down below, for you to vote on your favorite. So I'm not going to have that DIY in this video. However, it is going to be in her video. So go ahead and check that out. For this next DIY, I'm going to take this 1 by about 8 inches or so. It's not an actual pine board. This is just a piece of scrap wood that was at the hardware store. It was a longer piece and I just cut it to this size. It's about 18 inches long. I'm going to place it right on top of this wreath form that I got at Michael's. It is absolutely beautiful. It's golden tone. It was originally $14.99 and it was 50% off. So I got it for about $7.99 and I thought it was perfect. I'm going to place it right where I think I want it, and then I'm going to flip it over and staple it. I'm going to heavily staple it because I do not want to attach anything to the other side. I want it to look clean and not have any glue or any wire hanging out. So once I have it attached, I am going to stencil the word welcome using a reusable stencil that I got several months ago. Oh gosh, probably over a year now. And I'm just going to use some Waverly Chalk Pen in the ink tone and a sponge wedge for makeup.
I lose my breath whenever I see you. You stole my heart, what is it that you do? My life was great till you added colors.
Now it's time to start placing some florals. These beautiful blue, I think they're hydrangeas, I got from Walmart. They were about $6 each. They're a little bit more on the expensive side, but man, are they worth it. They're so beautiful. I'm going to place 2 of them. So I cut off most of the stem, and as you can see, I just placed it there through the mesh, bent it, and then with some crafting wire, I am going to just secure it in the back. And I'm going to do the same with a second flower as well as some greenery that I got at home several months ago. And I do not want to cover the entire golden mesh. I really like that look and that style. So I'm going to keep it on the light side when it comes to florals. But once I add the greenery, we'll be done with this one. And I think this one is absolutely breathtaking. I love that golden tone in contrast with the blue flower. It's just beautiful.
Like the moon needs the sun, we don't care about the others. You set my world on fire. You're my heart's desire. I just wanna love you, just wanna hold you, just wanna be with you till we grow old. Please tell me you'll stay or take me away. I want you for myself every single day. You set my world on fire. You set my world on fire. I don't know what I'd do without you. You make me smile, what is it that you do? My life was great till you added colors.
My friends, don't forget that I would love to connect with you on Instagram. I'd love to share photos, behind the scenes looks at videos, my studio, my family, as well as showing you hauls that I do when I go thrifting or when I go to the hardware store. So I'd love to connect with you there. I do have the link to my page down below in the description box, so check it out. For this next DIY, I'm going to use this piece of board. It's like a paneling. This is the size that it was when I got it at the hardware store in the scrap wood area. So I'm just going to sand it down because there was a lot of splinters, a lot. So I sanded it down as smooth as possible, and then I'm going to give it, originally I wanted to give it 2 coats, and then I kind of liked the way the wood grain was kind of showing through the first coat, so I just left it with 1 coat and then lightly sanded it. That way it was just smooth and you can still see some of that wood grain come through. Now I'm going to take some of these painter sticks. These are just those extra large ones. I do get these on Amazon, but you can get them at the hardware store. You can just get them, in bulk and they come straight to your home. I do have them in my Amazon store. So if you want to check that out, it is also down in the description box. A lot of the tools, supplies, florals that I use, and even crafting items that I use on my channel, I do have on my Amazon store. I marked the painting stirring sticks where I needed to cut, and now I'm going to start kind of placing them, and then I'm going to keep kind of like flipping over back and forth because I will be stapling them instead of hot gluing them. I tried a hot glue and it just was not working, so I'm going to staple them from the back, that way you do not see the staples. Now that we have the board nicely framed, I contemplated staining it, but I just really like that natural wood color. So I'm just going to leave it like that. And then these florals I got from Dollar Tree, which are beautiful. I got 3 stems. I'm going to cut any excess stem that I need. And then I'm just going to place them and staple them to the center of the board. And then I am going to take some burlap ribbon and I'm going to make a pretty large bow. That way it'll cover up the staples as well as just add a little bit more texture to this decor. I did also take some ribbon from the Dollar Tree. It's like a thinner burlap ribbon, and I made a little multiple loop bow to put in the center of the larger bow, and I hot glued that one in place. Once everything was secure, I am going to hot glue a piece of jute cord to the back of it. I'm also going to tape it with some clear tape. That way it's nicely secure. And that way I have something to hang it from. Look how beautiful this turned out. Look at those colors. And this wall decor is pretty large. And I love the way it turned out. All right, don't forget that this month's giveaway is a beautiful cordless drill with a multi-bit set. It is in pink, which I think is so cool. And all you have to do to enter the giveaway is watch and comment. And any comments made in May of 2021 will be entered to win this giveaway. For this next DIY, I am going to take these little pieces of, there's like a trim, like a window trim that we had left over. I cut them to 4.5 inches each, and now I'm going to brand nail them together, making a nice square. Once I had the box made, I'm just going to give it 2 coats of Rust-Oleum chalk paint in the linen white. This little bucket I got at the Dollar General for $1, and I'm just going to use some pure acetone to remove the black words. Then I'm going to take some flower basket chains. There you go. From the Dollar Tree. And they usually have 3 chains each one, but I have a leftover one from another project, so I'm going to use a 4th one. Then I'm going to remove links so that they're all the same size. Then I'm going to pre-drill 4 holes in each corner, well, 1 hole in each corner, a total of 4. And then I am going to use some open eye hooks and I'm going to screw them in, and that's where we can hang the chains from. Then I'm going to take some floral foam from the Dollar Tree and I'm just going to hot glue it inside of the tin bucket. Now I'm going to take these white and kind of yellowish flowers from the Dollar Tree and I'm just going to place them, and I just want them to kind of hang down a little bit through the sides. And then I'm just going to fill it in with some other greenery that I had on hand. And then once I attach the chains to each hook, we're done with this one. Such a cute little planter, like little hanging planter, and I love the way it turned out. It can be used with any florals you want, and I just love how it's just small enough for a cute little corner, and I just love the way it turned out. My friends, this is it for today. Thank you so much for watching. I am going to have a link down below for the next person in the hop. So all the ladies that are in the competition from Heidi Sambel's championship competition, we are doing also a hop. So the next person in the hop will be linked down below. If you are coming from the hop, thank you so much for coming by. I hope you consider subscribing and joining our YouTube family. And if you are one of my usual viewers that come back week in, week out, I just appreciate you so much. Thank you so much for your time. I am also going to have a playlist here if you'd like to have more inspiration. Don't forget to check out Heidi Sambel's video for the competition. And I'd appreciate if you voted for me. Wink, wink. I'll see you later. God bless. Bye.